At this point, we all know that Marco Rubio has presidential aspirations for 2016, so he sat down for an interview with ABC this week where he said this.
This week, the White House released a dramatic new report on the dangers of climate change.
Climate change is already affecting Americans all across the country.
Miami, Tampa are two of the cities that are most threatened by climate change. So putting aside your disagreement with what to do about it, do you agree with the science on this? I mean, how big a threat is climate change?
Yeah, I don't agree with the notion that some are putting out there, including scientists, that somehow there are actions we can take today that would actually have an impact on what's happening in our climate. Our climate is always changing. And what they have chosen to do is take a handful of decades of research and say that this is now evidence of a longer-term trend that's directly and almost solely attributable to man-made activity. I do not agree with that. I don't know of any era in world history where the climate has been stable. Climate is always evolving, and natural disasters have always existed.
But let me get this straight. You do not think that human activity, the production of CO2, has caused warming to our planet?
I do not believe that human activity is causing these dramatic changes to our climate the way these scientists are portraying it. That's what I do not. And I do not believe that the laws that they propose we pass will do anything about it, except it will destroy our economy.
It will help the economy, you moron. It's a whole new industry that's waiting to blossom. Since when has a whole new industry hurt the economy? No, that's more jobs. That's more wealth creation. That's more businesses. That's adds more to GDP growth. God, they're so ignorant. They're so stupid. Wind, solar, geothermal, thorium. These are all the energy sources of the future so we could get away from the dirty fossil fuels which are polluting the environment and killing us. Okay, I've talked about this many times on the show before, but I'll say it again. Thorium, did you know that's technically nuclear power, but it's considered meltdown proof? Okay, why are we not investing all of our resources in that right now? We can have all the benefits of clean nuclear energy without the risk of meltdown, which is the only downside of nuclear power? And what's the answer? Well, of course, the fossil fuel industry, they're fucking strangling any kind of investment in something as promising as thorium. The fossil fuel industry owns not only our government, they own world governments. They pay all the politicians. So the politicians stonewall everything. You know, if it wasn't for all, they're all bought by Chevron, BP, ExxonMobil, all these different big oil companies. And when it comes time to actually vote on an issue like, hey, we could give a subsidy to these thorium people, they're always going to vote no. Because, of course, they need to service the people who gave them money. People who gave them money to run their campaigns in the oil industry and the fossil fuel industry. It's a fucking ruse is what it is. And by the way, Marco Rubio knows better than anybody else. This guy is as deep a political insider as you can imagine. He's, the definition of the establishment. This guy's a massive fucking joke. Listen to what he's saying. He's like, I disagree with the scientists. No shame. There's no shame in him saying that. Could you imagine the topic is math and he's like, yeah, I just want to say, I'm just throwing this out there, I disagree with the mathematicians. What would everybody's response be to that? So you disagree with the guy whose fucking job it is to tell you stuff about math. You think you, as a politician, know more about math than a fucking mathematician who has degrees in math. Well, that's nice. Now we're going to dismiss you because you're not intelligent enough to be a leader. You're dismissed. No, that's it. Strike one, you're out. We're done. No more conversation. Any other area where, I disagree with the people who know. It's like you're talking, I just want to let you know, Marco, Tiger Woods says this about golf. Oh, that's nice, but I would just like to let the record show that I disagree with Tiger on the best way to make a golf swing. Who are you? Who are you? What the fuck do you know about that topic? You don't know dick about that topic. To say I disagree with scientists, that just shows an ignorance of what science is. Science isn't just this thing. It's a process by which you ascertain the reality of the world. You have to come up with the hypothesis, then you have to test the hypothesis. Then if your hypothesis is wrong, you go back to the fucking drawing board and come up with a new hypothesis. And it's a self-correcting thing where there's peer review and there's people who always are willing to call you out on your bullshit. And the only time something is guaranteed is if it gets through the scientific process. And, of course, climate change has. But he's like, no, I disagree. It doesn't matter if you fucking disagree. But here's the last thing I'll throw out there about this. Marco Rubio, the only reason he's doing this is because he did the political calculation. He felt the political winds around him. He licked his finger and felt the winds. He said, oh, okay, I feel the winds blowing to the right, so I got to go to the right. Now, what do I mean? Well, he proposed an immigration reform bill a while back, and what happened is he lost everybody in the Republican base when he did that. They acted like he was unreasonable just simply because he was in favor of not fucking deporting every single illegal immigrant in the country. So he was reasonable on that issue, and he lost all the base. And then what happens when you lose the base and you want to run for president? You don't have a chance of winning, so you got to try to win them back. So what do? Now you go to the right on another issue. You go way far to the right. So what does he say? Global warming, schmobal schwarming. Fuck it, not true. Scientists are wrong. I'm right. And he's doing that just to try to appeal to the base so he can get back in favor with them so he has a chance in the 2016 election. And it's the bottom line is they viewed him as too liberal on immigration, so he had to come out as too conservative on another issue, that one being climate change and global warming and science. And the other funny part of this is he flip-flopped on his own bill. That's how much this guy's an empty suit, how he doesn't actually have core beliefs and opinions and values, how all he cares about now is his own power and getting into higher office and being president of the U.S. He's the last kind of person you would ever want to be president of the U.S. because he's like, what do you guys want to hear? I'll tell you anything. And then just please put me in power because I have this giant ego. You know, and then, of course, he'll service Wall Street and service his donors when he's in office, like he would always do. But he flip-flopped on his own bill. He said, yeah, I'm against my own immigration bill now because I want to get elected for a higher office. This guy's one of the biggest joke politicians in the country, and we all know that he's not ready for prime time, to say the least.